Hey guys, it's Blake. Here for another video here. As you can see, I'm on this website, cplus.com/reference/clilibrary/cstdlib/rand. And you're probably like, what does all that mean? Well, just a website. We'll get to that later. But I believe we're going to need to open up our project here. And we were kind of making a numbers game last time. It isn't that hard to make, but as you may be aware, that there's some stuff we still need to cover before we can get some random number generation going on, which is what this whole thing is about. Oops, sorry, this is my Allegro thing I was working on. And it may be this one, which I'm hoping it is. If it isn't, I'm just going to start a completely new one for you guys, so you guys can see. Oh yes, here's the code. Because it was from last video, and the quality was really bad. So I really had to change some of it around. Or add comments, I guess you could say. Sorry for that video's lost quality also, I don't really know what's going on with my recorder. So let's say 5. Wow, it just prints numbers. Now, I haven't told you guys what happens if you enter something that isn't numeric. Bam. It gives you a huge error. Num. Even if you enter one of the numbers that's used in the program, like X, yeah, it doesn't have a value for it. So just to let you know, don't do that, it may crash your program. So, let's just get rid of some of this. Let's do like int x. Actually, let's do int guess. Let's do int number. That'll be easy enough. Now to do random number generation, which is what we're going to be doing today, so we can get a numbers game going. We're going to need to include a library called stdlib.h. Include time.h. And that is all you need. We'll get to them in a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some comments here. Initializes. Jesus, I cannot type today. Variables. Good enough. Now let's do main. Main. Alright. Now, first of all, we need to set guess to something. And guess needs to be set to srand. I believe it's... Let me check here. Time, no, okay. Alright. Now I'm just build and run here so that way our compiler doesn't give me an error later. Oops. Okay. Okay, it should work now. There should be no errors. Clear identifier, alright. Let me take a look here. That's why. Give me just a second here to debug this because I think I know what it wants. Is that it? Give me just a second here. I'm going to pause the video so I can fix this. And I'm back. I had to go to a different website because the one that I was using wasn't quite what it should have been. It was a not so good website. It didn't explain enough. So I wrote some code. And I'm just going to show you that it works. Tells me to guess the number between 1 and 10. 10. Okay, 5. 7. 9. 8. And congrats, I won. As you can see, it does work. Now let me go over some stuff. You're going to see srand, unsigned, time, and then null. You can actually put 0 there too, but, you know, let's just show you real quick. As you can see, whoa, yeah, don't press a number. But as you can see, time, null is equal to 0. So if I add null there, it means 0. Just for future reference. srand, let me just make a comment here. S equals seed, it seeds, which means you have to have this phrase before you can use the rand function. It'll make sense in a minute. Now rand equals random number generation keyword. That is the keyword you're going to use if you want to generate a random number. Unsigned, I don't really know what that means. All I know is that if you don't have it, it'll say something like time underscore t. Well, time underscore t is converting to unsigned, which is bad. If you don't have that, if you don't have it, it'll give you that error. It says like it's trying to convert, but it can't. And then time, null, basically means there's like no timer, basically. Now, to put this in simple terms, we have a number, as you can see up here, just regular integer. And that's equal to a random number. So, number is equal to a random number. Now you're going to see this percent symbol, and that percent is called the modulus, is what it's called, the modulus operator. And then you're going to see 10 plus 1. So, percent 10 plus 1 is equal to a number between 1 and 10. Now the percent symbol, or the modulus operator, means a number between 1 through 10, basically. But if I didn't have that plus 1, it would only mean plus 9, like through 9. So a number through 9, 1 through 9. I'm not really sure why, but you have to do plus 1. I could also have 11 there, but I don't, because it's good practice to get into the plus 1 thing. I could have like plus 3 or something, but I don't want a number between 1 and 12. So yes, I'm not really sure why, but I know it's common coding practice to do the plus 1 or plus something. So instead of doing like 11 or something, which would mean 10, I just want you guys to know that that's just common coding. It doesn't mean anything different. It's basically the same way of saying cout, when you could also say system.console.writeline Height. No. I think that'll work. Yeah, that's not right. I'm not so good at my console.writeline stuff in C++. But that's another way to say it. It's basically the same thing. How you can have a few statements that do the same thing differently. That was just another example, even though I did it wrong. So you're gonna see this thing called the try again. I think we went over that. Is a point that can be accessed later in the game. And believe it or not, real games use them all the time, even in graphical games. For example, let's say you did something wrong or you died, and you need to start the game over. It would go all the way up to the top of the code, and you'd have to start all the way over. Or if you started like a new game or something. I'm not even going to go over the sin thing. No, I will. Because you guys should know that already. You guys should also know about the if statement, but if not, it just says if guess is less than number, then do this. So if guess is less than number, then say the number is larger than whatever you guessed. And that's going to end the line. And then it's going to go up here to try again. And you're going to guess again. Now, else if, which means basically if it's not that, then the number must be less than guess. So we're going to go to try again. And then we have this last else if statement, which says if it's not either of those, then it must be equal to number. And it's going to say congrats, you won. And that's basically the whole entire game. And it just goes down here to system pause. And as soon as it loads, if I enter a number, it's going to give me this huge error, because numbers actually have their own identity. This one is 1764496. So that was its identity. That was equivalent to L. Now, we don't want that to happen. I don't know a way to fix it, but I'm gonna say it. Is that if they enter a letter when they should be entering a number, then it's gonna screw up the program. Now I want to go over this website. As you can see, it's a C++ website, and it has this thing, and it says SRAND, and it just explains stuff. Because when you get into coding, you're gonna really not remember stuff, and you're gonna need to be reminded of what stuff does and what libraries you need to include. So I could have included stdlib.h or cstdlib, which is the libraries up here. And you may have saw that I have more libraries, but don't worry about those two. Those don't do anything. I just tried those to see if they would work. As you can see, they run without it. So those two don't matter. These two are the two that you need. stdlib.h includes the rand and srand function, and that must be included for that to work. And time.h has time, I believe. So thank you for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe.